It is a very funny ass thumbnail.
Made it here on time. Yeah, Lucky King, we literally just started. Got started a little bit late. It started a little bit late because of my dumbass oversleeping when I took a nap earlier today.
Shit.
God, dude.
I would have been late anyway. You know me, dude.
Nah. Oh, yeah, come on, man. At least you're punctual whenever you, emphasis on punk. Whenever you're,
Nice wordplay. Have you ever played that Mario Brothers 35 game?
I have not, no.
It's infuriating. Because other people drop like Goombas and shit on your game when they kill them.
Oh.
And it's just like a big window of
Oh,
people.
that's right. Yeah, dude.
That,
I don't think I could ever get into that.
I mean, it's fun. It's just like at 2 o'clock in the morning, probably not the best idea to wind down with. My mistake.
No, dude. I mean, that's crazy. That's like...
That was my mistake.
Oh, God.
Yep.
So, we're digging into the infinite...
now.
I like that. I like that. It's like unsuspecting me, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh. Alright. And you out of here. Oh. There we are.
Where do I see? Now I can see the chat, I guess.
Yeah. Should pop up on screen.
Let's see.
So, how's everyone out there? I hope everyone is doing all right. It's a bit of a odd. Yeah, there it is. We've been live for just over 3 minutes. Just making sure everything's good. Can everyone hear us out there? All right. I mean, I think they'll be able to hear us. Yeah. I mean, everything's picking up all right. It's on my screen. Okay. So, oh, okay.
I swear it's at least once a week I learn about another stupid TikTok challenge. The same could be said about YouTube not so long ago.
Oh God!
There was like a million challenges every week.
Remember the ice bucket challenge, the salt challenge, the banana and Sprite challenge, the cinnamon challenge. Like
the cinnamon challenge was pretty funny.
No, that was. Then there was the ghost pepper challenge, which
ate so many people alive.
Yeah. I was never able to get into stuff like that because I'm like, I don't want to die right now.
Well, it's also like one of those things where I'll watch other people do it. That doesn't mean I want to.
Yes, exactly. Like, if you love it so much, why don't you do it? It's like, no. That's not how that works. Oh, yeah. Vibing to the good grooves here. Darren Root, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I watched it.
Hello, Mr. Pokemon. How are you?
I watched it. I watched Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I've got an hour and 30 minutes left, and yeah, it's an improvement. You know, give me twice my lifespan, 3 times my lifespan, and I'll bet you I'll accomplish a lot more than I would with one life.
And here's what I'll say. I finished it, and after I finished it, I literally just sat there and I was just like,
okay,
this is better. This is better. Is it the best thing ever? No. Is this better than the Zack Snyder or the Joss Whedon version of Justice League? Yes. I mean, but that's not that hard. It's not that hard to outdo someone who literally came in with like 6 months left on production and, you know, had to do reshoots out the wazoo just to make the version of the film that WB wanted.
The version of the film that was like, man, you guys, don't you wish Superman was back? Yeah, I really do wish Superman was back. Boy, we aren't the Justice League without him, are we? No, we're not.
Yeah.
For 4 hours.
Well,
what does he come back within an hour and 30 minutes left in the movie, and then they finally start like kicking shit's ass.
Well, it's basically the same time frame in which he came back in the original, or in the Joss Whedon version. He comes back in this one. Same time frame,
Okay.
but you know, instead of just over 2 hours, it's over 4 hours. But there's stuff that they added back in that is an improvement. But there's also stuff that they took out that personally I kind of missed. For instance, Barry Allen trolling the shit out of that one asshole at the prison with the marker. I missed that part because that was actually funny. That's the Flash literally using his abilities like in a very funny way that's effective. And plus, a lot of people who had these complaints about the one that Joss Whedon's version when it came out, they were present in this one as well. So everyone was saying, "Oh, Joss Whedon's the one that made this part of it. That's why it sucks so bad." And I'm like, it was in the Snyder Cut. So I don't get what your point is. Oh, what's up, Logan? Back from your family visit. Cool.
Oh yeah.
Welcome back, homie.
I feel like it was okay from what I've seen so far, which I'm almost done. It's okay.
But an improvement.
Another snooze fest, in my opinion.
I wouldn't call it, personally for me, I wouldn't call it a snooze fest. I'd say it does what it wants. It does what it originally set out to do. But again, that's not for everybody.
It's hard for me because the Dark Knight trilogy has already happened. Okay?
Yes.
That's one thing that makes it tough for me to like it. And Avengers Endgame has already happened, which makes it feel like a Downton Abbey attempt at Avengers Endgame. You know what I'm saying?
I get exactly what you're saying.
It's like a posh Avengers Endgame attempt.
Well,
and it's just not.
I get that. And
but again, I'm not to the heavy parts of this version yet. But if there's not any substantial difference at this point beyond, you know,
there's a big part at the end that I felt really made it. It made it worth it for me, like all the shit we've gone through. But still, just there's a lot I can say.
I was bothered when Batman said, "We're the five of us are nothing without him." Here. Batman would never fucking say that.
Never.
He would go, "I'll do it by myself, fuck you guys."
Basically.
You know, he would never be like, "Well, without him, we're nothing." I was like, what the fuck? That's the most un-Batman shit ever said.
Yeah. Because keep in mind, Batman and Superman have fought each other multiple times. And this is Batman feeling guilty over what happened, but at the same time...
That doesn't mean he's going to disregard
I was going to say, this
his
is also
abilities.
the same Batman who watched both of his parents get gunned down, and yet he became fucking Batman.
Right.
I mean...
He's not one to just be like, oh well, fold.
Pack it in. Yeah. Yeah,
what
happened...
up, Dizzy? What up?
What happened to the would-be doxer?
The guy who called you during stream, I guess?
Oh, yeah. I have no idea.
He disappeared. He's probably listening to this conversation like, fuck you guys!
Well, I mean, look, you can think whatever you want. I'll admit that I'm pleasantly disappointed partially disappointed that I was wrong. I mean, to me, it's still, like, I'm glad that Snyder got his version out there. And it'll be able to be watched and studied for the next, 10 years or so, and people will be like, you know, this was not that bad. Not great.
It's okay.
But not that bad.
It's okay. So far.
If I give the Joss Whedon Justice League, a 4 or 5 out of 10, I give this easily, a 7 out of 10, personally. It's an improvement. But it's a barely passing grade.
But bro, it's like if you took a test or you had a friend cheat for you and take a test and you were disappointed in the grade and you went and you told the teacher like, hey, I had a tragedy go on. Wanted to get this test in. I knew it had to happen. Don't hold this against me. Give me my shot.
Well,
and then you took what, 17? It's like 4 years since it was released, the original?
3 or 4 years, yeah.
And then that's what you deliver after that long to make it up? And the filming was over, right? Before COVID?
I believe so.
They were cutting it in like.
I believe,
yeah,
they were. The editing process was in place.
You can do that digitally, so you've got all of this fucking time to make up for what you claim is this huge fucking terrible thing that could have happened. One of the worst things that could ever happen to the project you were working on. You can't even watch it. It's so bad, and then it just is barely an improvement.
Yeah.
It should have just been a wash. He should have done something else. It's my opinion.
Well, leave it to his fandom to be the ones that made it happen. They spent $70 million restoring his version. $70 million. Which, that's peanuts compared to what the budget to the original was. The budget to the original was like $300 million.
And it looks it. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I'll say this. Steppenwolf looks 1,000 times better in this than he did in the original. Way better. But, again, and also, I'd say the biggest improvements in this are Steppenwolf and his wants and desires. The improvement with Cyborg, I'm glad we got more out of him this time around.
I like the Cyborg from Doom Patrol a bunch better.
Well, yeah.
But he's kind of like, I don't know, he just seems more like the Teen Titans Cyborg than...
Oh, this one?
Yeah, this one doesn't.
Well, yeah.
The one from Doom Patrol seems more like
the Teen
Titans Cyborg.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you got that to go off of, I mean, it's kind of hard to ignore it.
But, and it was live action, so I've already been watching and invested in another person portraying that character that I haven't finished yet, so it was kind of...
But I will say Ray Fisher did a good job for what he has, or for what he had.
The guy who played the Flash was my favorite out of any of the cast.
Ezra Kramer, yes.
Yeah, he does a great job.
The fact that he still hasn't gotten his own movie yet is still a fucking crime.
What is up with that?
They can't figure out what the hell they want to do with him. They can't figure out what, because keep in mind, they've had, 4 years to try and figure out how to make a Flash movie that is separate from the Justice League universe that they were building. I mean, they did it with Aquaman. They diverted with Aquaman. They diverted with... like, none of the stuff makes it sense continuity-wise now with Aquaman. Like, some stuff does, but at the same time... Also, what is up with Amber Heard's fucking accent?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was she trying to do, like, a faux British accent? Because, the only way you can be royalty under the sea if you're fucking British?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with that individual in a lot of regards.
Oh, dude, I mean, her, I'm surprised they didn't just cut her out of the film entirely.
For real.
Because if there's one person that deserves to be chopped out of the film completely for what they've done, it's her. I mean, oh yeah, Melder's Mike, what's up? How you doing? You probably, Darren Root. Have you got to that point yet where he shows up?
Where who?
Martian Manhunter?
No. Haven't.
Well,
I have not.
Oh, there's a part. There's a part that involves him.
Well,
of course he was in the teaser trailer, so
I mean, the Justice League, as far as I've seen it on film, is not the Justice League yet.
I'd like to see them try again maybe 5-10 years from now after they've built up enough of the DC universe, because they've got Shazam now, they've got Aquaman fully done.
All Might.
Huh? All Might.
Yeah.
Yes, because I am here.
Anyone see my sandwich? No. I'll be
Your
looking.
sandwich, I cannot say I have.
I'll be looking for it in these cards if I run across it. I'll let you know.
Snyder Cut 2. No. I think Zack Snyder said he's done with the DC universe after Justice League.
They need to just let the animated people do it. At least write the scripts and build the stories for it.
Yeah, I will say that.
Just think if Flashpoint Paradox was the live-action movie that came out. Holy shit,
yeah,
dude.
that'd be...
But they will never do that shit.
Well, here's what I'm hoping that they're doing. Like, okay, I'm hoping that the new Suicide Squad that comes out, which is written and directed by James Gunn, by the way, is going to be basically like a blueprint going forward for everyone to just be like, oh, this is what works. All right, let's go with this. And it's just like, oh yeah, you just let artists tell their version of because okay, another thing I'm excited about with the DC universe is they got The Rock as Black Adam.
Oh, dude.
They got The Rock as Black Adam. That's just Jesus Christ.
The Black Adam is evil Shazam.
Yes, he is. And they're doing something different with him because we've seen villainous Black Adam. It's like, ha. It's like you stand no chance, Shazam. I command all of the powers of the old gods. Yeah. Instead, we're doing an anti-hero version of him.
Really?
Which that's what
I did not know that.
That's what The Rock wanted. The Rock wanted him to be more of an anti-hero. Which there are certain comic book continuities where Black Adam pretty much just doesn't do what Amon-Ra wants.
Huh.
He does what he wants, and he actually like develops an attachment to humanity, which is interesting.
Well,
and I would
maybe
like
that's
to see
what
that.
we'll get.
I would like to see that. Especially when you got an imposing figure like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson portraying him. Probably the biggest name in Hollywood right now. But let's see.
Rank all the Burger King menu items. Surge #1. Surge is the #1 Burger King menu item.
Melder Schmike has a hell of a question. Ribs, pulled pork, or brisket?
Ribs, dude.
Well,
it depends.
Depends on who does the pulled pork.
Am I gonna?
Well, it depends on who does the pulled pork. Because if you're talking Rodney Scott barbecue pulled pork, whoo boy.
There's also like, is it wet? Is it dry?
Dude, we're from the South. If it's not wet, I don't know what the fuck the problem is.
In many places in the South, they give you straight up pulled pork, and you got to pour your sauce on it, whatever the cup of sauce is. I swear to God,
dude.
Yeah.
Dry, and to me, Southern barbecue does not go together.
The place out here that you do the drive-through in Bristol's that way.
Wait, Delta?
They give you no. The little thing on Volunteer Parkway on the side of the road.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I don't go there.
Yeah,
I don't go there. Delta, I love Delta. Delta, their barbecue.
But Delta's relatively new in comparison to one that's been a staple in the community for a long time.
That one over there?
The drive-through one's been there forever.
Dude, the drive-through one has been there, like, I think since, like, 2012?
I don't know, man. That thing's been there since I've been coming to Bristol.
It used to be a Java J's. It used to be a coffee shop. A drive-through coffee thing. Okay. And then they shut down, and then they didn't know what they could do with the space, and then
those people have been around for a while.
Well, they probably had other places in the area. But I'd never been there. But
Delta Blues is what, last year?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
And it's kind of a more higher brow than that one by far. That one's just kind of like a drive-through thing. Delta Blues has music, liquor, beer. It's a restaurant.
Fair.
Place is carry out only.
Well, yeah, okay, that's fair. Because the thing with me is oh gosh, pig roasts are good. Yeah, pig roasts are good. Szechuan sauce. Szechuan, I've actually got Szechuan. I've got like a whole thing of Szechuan sauce up in my pantry. OG from McDonald's.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I think it depends on what it's with.
It was okay on the nuggets.
Yeah.
One thing I miss, the fucking lobster bites from Long John Silver's.
Oh, yes.
That's something retro that was amazing. That
really wish they'd make a comeback.
Well, Long John got in trouble for that type of lobster They like overfished it for that little special that they were
Oh,
yeah.
I did not know
And
that.
it caused some problems, yeah.
Yeah, overfishing, overdoing it can lead to a lot of really bad stuff. That sucks.
Didn't bother me while I was eating it, I'll tell you that.
No, never does. I mean, but then you find out the repercussions in terms of nature, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll back off. At least that's how it is with me. I mean, the one thing about this area that'll never die out, friggin' deer.
Yeah.
Dude, the deer in this area are nuts.
They'll kill off all the cars before.
Yeah, they'll kill off all the cars before there's even a dent made in the population. Jesus. Yeah.
And you know what else? The barbecue place at the Pinnacle.
Oh yeah.
They also don't put it on their pulled pork. Yeah, I know. It pisses me off too.
I'm disappointed.
Well, it's just like
It's like
it always tastes. You can't get enough of the sauce on it, and your shit falls apart trying to do it. If you got to put it on yourself.
yeah. It's just
It's a hell of a mess.
I keep looking back on like Rodney Scott's barbecue. Like, you ever seen like how he does whole hog barbecue?
Pulled a $5,000 card.
He probably did. I was there for like the first 30 minutes of that stream, and then I had to record videos. But him and Nogla were pulling cards, and I think he was pulling from Battle Styles and some vintage cards. And I think from his vintage pack,
He hit one of those vintage packs, didn't he?
Yeah, from one of those vintage packs, he got like a monster card.
When it's actually worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Rare. Rarely is it worth it.
Very rarely. And when it is worth it, enjoy it.
Dude, I need to get my Logia graded. Those Neo Genesis Logias are just...
Going through the roof.
Yeah. Like Charizard level.
I went by friggin' Target again. Still nothing, dude. That I'm just convinced we're not gonna get any cards in this area for a long time. Until they do like the full print, like the full reprints and stuff.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what pull rates will be for that.
God.
Dr. Dell was sending me some shit of like what the pull cards were for the battle styles and stuff.
Oh yeah?
They look okay. I honestly don't like them that much.
Well, that's fine. I mean, there's a lot there's a lot of battle styles I've seen that's all right, but nothing I'm really gonna get twisted over.
Nah. No Charizards.
No Rizzards. But you don't have to have a Charizard to have it be good. I mean, because hell, look at Chonkachu.
Where's the secret rare Blastoise, dude?
That's what I want. Give me a secret rare Blastoise, dude. Give me a shiny Venusaur. Give me something, dude.
Secret rare Scyther?
I've already got one.
Is there a secret rare?
Yeah, I pulled it and I looked, and it turns out it's actually worth like $60.
Like a rainbow?
Oh no. Sorry, shiny.
Oh, okay.
Shiny,
Yeah. I remember the shiny. I was like, what the fuck? When did we pull a fucking secret rare?
No, they don't have a secret rare. Yeah, they do have a shiny, and I pulled that one. That
was one of the shiny fates.
Yep.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Indeed.
I like shiny.
I like the shiny stuff. Howdy. How are y'all doing? Real Fat Noel, we are doing all right.
Will Grain asking about some Minecraft mods he's got if you wanted to try them.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot we're planning on doing going forward if we can't get more Pokemon cards. And playing Minecraft is something I've
been on the docket.
Really trying to get Chad into. Because, number one, I just want to see what his reaction will be with certain things, and also...
Well, I'm going to be playing it in VR, too, so...
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Nogla fell.
What's new?
Sorry, Nogla. There you go, bud. Tell you what, I'll put him up here so you can have some entertainment.
Dylan said, "Deer aren't a problem."
Deer are not a problem. Tell that to the front end of 2 of my cars that I've owned, dude. So hyped for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I am too. I want to see what they're gonna do. And if it's to the quality that we got out of WandaVision, I'll be happy.
Can we just get? I'll say this: Falcon, Winter Soldier, great, good for them. Characters I was never interested in nor heard about before the movies came out. Where the fuck is Moon Knight? Can we get some badass characters, some shit out here? We've seen Winter Soldier. He's been in the fucking movies. We've seen these people. Great. Fucking great. Where are these badass Marvel characters who have not seen the light of fucking day, man? There's tons of them.
Tell it to Disney, man. They're the ones who can't get it through their thick skulls that beyond the original of the OG Avengers. Like, I guarantee
Not even the OG Avengers.
Well, no. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Beyond the OG Avengers, like, you're not going to have that much success. And I'm
The
just
Marvel
like,
Cinematic OG Avengers aren't even the OG Avengers.
No, I know. But, dude, this is Disney. These are executives. These are people who have never looked at a comic book in their entire lives.
Yeah.
The only thing they've ever looked at is their checkbook. And if it isn't balanced or if they're in the red, they throw a conniption fit and they try and kill everything in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, these are people with a shit ton of money floating around, and they don't like it when their money is fucked with.
Well, their money would be fucked with in a positive way if they made a Moon Knight movie. I'm just saying.
There's a lot of films I think they should make, dude. But again, we're not the head of Disney. We're not the head of Disney's Marvel division.
No.
That comes down to one man. That's Kevin Feige.
Who needs to buy out Sony? Jesus.
It ain't gonna happen. Sony's not gonna sell, dude.
Get the properties away from the motherfuckers.
Sony's not gonna sell. You know that. Sony have their feet dug in on something, and they are not going to relent.
That's the biggest mistake I think Marvel made. I know it pulled them out of hell. Thank you, Blade. I know it pulled them out of hell because their movie properties became worth a fuck after 1998 when Blade kicked ass.
Yes.
But could they not have seen with the success of Blade what a more known character was going to do on the screen? Given the kind of like actual push like Blade got?
You gotta remember, dude. It wasn't until X-Men that Blade was the start. X-Men was the full realization.
Well, Blade was the proof that it could happen.
Well, yeah. Dude,
and then X-Men was like right after that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
X-Men was in 2000. I mean, that was right then, like perfect timing, dude. Perfect timing for X-Men to blow up. And thus they were like, oh. And plus they had good directors at the helms of them.
And X-Men came out right when DVDs hit big.
Yes, that's the other thing.
It was one of the first like big DVD releases.
I remember that.
And guess what? So was Spider-Man, the first Tobey Maguire. It came out like a year later.
That was like the full explosion. That was
Yeah.
when literally every studio was just like, every comic book property, let's buy it up. And then they got every like different one got splintered in different directions. And then Disney eventually bought everything, including the ones from Universal. The only one that Universal has some control over is Hulk. But all it means is that Hulk can't have his own solo movie under Disney. That's it.
Yeah, they'll just keep putting him in with other people.
Yeah.
Which is what they did in the comics with him for a while, too. When he was traveling the universe or whatever.
Yeah.
Just let him show up in other places. Bruce Banner does that a lot. I'm going for a walk.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Bruce.
He's practically like angry green Forrest Gump, you know, just running around everywhere.
Angry green Forrest Gump. I can actually see that. It's just like
I got mad. I just started running.
I started running. Logan had to go. All right. See you,
Bye,
Logan.
Logan.
Take care. Real fan, no.
Or should I say Kamoshida?
Kamoshida. Let's see.
Square Enix did a presentation today? I was not aware of that.
Well, it's Square. I just thought of something. Who would play She-Hulk? China. I'm joking, by the way. She's dead.
Sad.
Very sad. but I really don't care who plays She-Hulk. I really don't.
I just don't care about She-Hulk, man. It's never been a character that appealed to me.
I could see the appeal to it, but for me, it's just like, It's pretty much meh.
The only thing that I do think is interesting about her is like she's still really smart as She-Hulk, from what I understand.
Yes, extremely.
Because I remember She-Hulk being in fucking like comics and shit, wearing a lab coat and still talking normal and all that.
Hey Nate, I bought a Renegade shirt in green. It's coming next week.
Dang!
Thanks, Sarah Williams.
That's what's up. Jesus.
God, dude.
These comments just got interesting.
I can't stand She-Hulk, but Wanda Maximoff is badass. Yes, she is. Wanda Maximoff, I like Wanda a lot. And also, I love Elizabeth Olsen's portrayal. Liz Olsen did a great job as Wanda. And again, everyone's always so quick to forget about her.
Yeah. Well, look what she's got, to contend with as far as the legacy is concerned. More fucking made for VHS movies than anybody could ever think of.
Ooh. Yeah.
There's so much money from that, dude.
Beth Phoenix. I don't know if Beth Phoenix would be down to play She-Hulk.
What was that chick that was obviously on the sauce that they had fighting in Japan? They called her fucking Godzilla or whatever.
I forget.
That would be a She-Hulk in my opinion. She looked like she could break China in half. That chick was fucking huge. It's like Chick Lesnar or something.
Chick Lesnar?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There's one, what's her name? Gabby Garcia, I believe is her name. Like, she's just freakishly huge.
What does bae mean? It's
Babe.
what people who are afraid to kiss each other call somebody they're in a relationship with.
That's Gabby Garcia. She's 6'4".
Dude, she even has the nose and shit. Like, she looks like the Hulk.
Yeah. Like, that's...
That chick looks like the Hulk, dude.
Yeah.
She could totally be the chick.
Her only problem is she doesn't speak English, because she's Brazilian.
Oh!
Oh, dude, She-Hulk is actually,
Yeah, I
actually
know,
like
smart.
a lawyer, so, yeah.
So she could be the regular Hulk.
Yes, she could be.
The gender neutral Hulk.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be the one.
Does the Hulk really need a gender? I don't think so. It's the Hulk.
Well, the Hulk is, like, if you look at it how a lot of people do, the Hulk is the entity that lives within Bruce Banner.
Like, that's genderless for sure.
I think so. Alright.
That always confused me about Godzilla too, so I'm like, alright.
Whatever.
So Godzilla had a baby. There are no other Godzillas for Godzilla to mate with.
Godzilla's asexual in a lot
So
of ways.
Godzilla just plops them out.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice. Mark Ruffalo, best Hulk after Lou Ferrigno. Lou Ferrigno will always be the OG Hulk, in my opinion, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, Jesus.
that's what the Hulk looks like to me,
Yeah.
Remember the Thor from that show?
Oh.
He's just like a surfer bro.
Yeah. God, dude. I tell you, dude, weird times, dude. Weird
Yeah,
times.
the 70s and 80s were weird as shit to look back on.
God.
Like we were talking about the other day, all that hairspray to destroy the environment.
Exactly, yeah. All the aerosol cans, that's what punched a hole in the ozone layer in the 80s. Oh, there's all the friggin' aerosol cans with all the hairspray. Jesus. People didn't even realize it. It was just like, oh, why is there a hole in the ozone layer? We don't know.
My stepmom has a relative, or had a relative, who passed away due to lung issues, who was a barbershop lady.
Oh, she was a salon
And she got
worker?
lung disorders and disease from all the hairspray.
It's deadly, dude.
It killed her. She died from it.
Carcinogenics, man. They fucking destroy you.
She didn't have cancer. It was like COPD and some other shit from her lungs just not having enough surface area to get the oxygen to her. you know.
Damn.
Yep, she became immobile, and then after that, weight just ballooned, and then her lungs were fucking done, dude.
Michael Eisner is the real Disney villain. Actually, I think the lead of Lucasfilm right now is the lead Disney villain because...
And we thought she was gone. Nope.
No. Not... yeah, well... There's actually talk that this is like her last hurrah before she, like, is completely booted out the door.
I just saw a contract extension news. Like, news of her contract being extended for, like, 10 years or something like that.
This is something I cannot let pass by.
Dude, I swear to God, it blew my mind. I was like, what the fuck? I just saw, over and over again for months that she was going to be gone. Kathleen fucking Kennedy, dude.
Okay, so she's only signed on right now officially through October 30th of this year. So... Okay, so... A creative talent like Kennedy at the helm for various franchises.
But yeah, from what
there's nothing on here that nothing on here that's really concrete. All I'll say is this: today, however, Bob Chapek. Yeah, Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Chapek. That's who I'm thinking of. Who's like the ultimate Disney.
That's the guy who was saying, because people were talking about, like, she's almost out, what's the next move? And he was like, there is no next move. Kind of thing.
I wonder if she's fucking him.
Who knows?
Or if she's got dirt on him.
You know how show business works, man. It could be a trillion different things that we would never guess.
Yeah. I guarantee you, like, she has evidence of him, like, diddling kids and all that. And
well, it could be, just shit we wouldn't even think about. And it's nothing to do with talent or ability to do the job.
Which she's clearly proven she can't. I mean...
Well, when you take a fucking franchise like Star Wars and you lose money with it...
Yeah, you have the Star Wars license that pretty much gives you full ability to just print money.
Yeah.
Like, print money, because of just how rabid the fan base is and how wide of a universe there is for you to play with. And from what it seemed like last year, what we were getting with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and The Mandalorian, thought we were getting that, but instead, no. Instead, we're just getting the same shit, different day.
The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That meme never gets old, dude.
Yeah. With Kathleen Kennedy. We are never going to work for Disney.
Did you see the one I posted on YouTube? The Mandalorian?
Yes.
Did you see the name I gave her?
What was it?
Throw a Fett.
Throw a Fett. I like that. Nothing bad never happens to the Kennedys. I wish something bad would happen to this one. For instance, her getting fired.
I thought you were going full on with it.
Fuck no, dude! I'm not gonna wish death on someone. Why the fuck would I do that? I'm not that heartless.
Star Wars is dead. I wouldn't say it's dead. I would say it's
at a crossroads right now, and hopefully the right people win. Hopefully the right people will win. I hope Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau win and get full control over the Star Wars universe. Just give it to Dave Filoni, for God's sakes. The guy has been such a fucking trooper for George Lucas. And not only that, he can write. The dude knows how the Star Wars universe works, and he will not let it fall off tracks. Give him control. God damn, it's not that hard.
Are you the only one who liked the new Star Wars movies? No, there were a lot of people that liked them. Just the majority of people did not.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, the majority of people who liked them, for instance, people who were ignorant of the previous Star Wars films, were not aware of, like, the full lore and the characters that had come before. And people whom I've talked to and have watched those original films since then have gone back, rewatched the sequel trilogy again, and hate it now because they see exactly what was ruined. Hindsight's always 20/20, guys. I mean, as much as we want to lay claim that, you know. Oh, go ahead.
Now that Colin Wall said, or no, Mr. Soul Creek said, I mean, even the prequels sold merchandise. Yes, they did, but a lot of the merchandise that was sold was scalpers. And they tried to resell Star Wars Episode 1 merchandise, and scalpers lost out big. You can still go and buy Episode 1 merchandise in the box today for like $5 and $10. Try doing that with any other popular property from the 90s right now. If you can find shit in the box for $5 and $10 from Spider-Man the Animated Series, Batman the Animated Series, Gargoyles, I mean anything. It's a steal. But Star Wars Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3 shit is dirt cheap.
Well, it's because they said fuck the scalpers.
Yeah, well, I mean, nobody really wanted it. The stuff that was still selling were action figures based off the original trilogy. You know, I mean, you can't get over how badass Darth Maul looked, so I was totally all about it.
Freaking Ray Park, dude. I would say out of all the villains from the prequel trilogy, he's probably still my long-lasting favorite.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee's one of my favorite villain actors of all time. But in terms of like
wasn't his strongest as Count Dooku, man.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
But and attribute that to age, attribute that to whatever you want.
Well, Count Dooku just wasn't that much of a badass, dude.
Not really.
He was more of a.
He was in the Clone Wars. I'll say this.
He was a fence riding manipulator.
Well,
you know?
he was in terms of like Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Count Dooku. That guy was badass. The one, or like the TV series,
right?
Not the movie, not Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, the cane saber looked cool. That was
really cool. I like that.
But how many characters can you think of from those movies who had a cool look, cool lightsabers, and then what they were given to work with after that? Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, Darth Maul. I mean, just his look alone is enough to sell me.
Yeah, Darth Maul looks like the fucking man.
I still go back to that fight scene from Episode 1, and I think to myself, the level of intellect it took to make that fight scene, like, awesome back then, but also still good now. The whole thing is, Ray Park designed that entire fight to have intelligence behind it.
And it did.
Yeah. I mean...
I loved those fucking barriers. Ooh.
My computer just... my monitor just kicked.
But your computer...
Yeah, my computer's fine.
That's dope, man.
Hold on. Guys, if we lose power, just know this.
There's a storm.
Yeah, there is a storm. So, well, if we lose connectivity, we will be back on.
And my shit won't quit because it's all.
Yeah, you're on live stream, or you're on.
It'll just kick over to my
cell data.
Cell data. We covered.
We got our bases covered. God. Yeah, just making sure I'm still live on Streamlabs or on the OBS. Yes. Okay.
J-Duke plays it cool. Said Chad has the power. As soon as he raised his hand, the lights flickered.
God.
We were talking about the Force. I can't help myself.
Well, yeah. Well, that fight scene with Darth Maul and like in the beginning or in the Episode 1.
Yeah.
Like
they're on Naboo in the hangar or whatever.
Yeah, when they were in the hangar, like Darth Maul knew he was at a disadvantage because they could surround him.
He had to back up through.
He backed up and he opened the door and he went into the reactor room where there were thin walkways.
Separated them.
Where there were thin walkways and there was a chance he could separate them. He separated them, killed one, and then he tried to kill the other, and then his plan fell through.
Got a nader warning.
Uh-oh.
By God.
By God. We don't really get tornadoes that much in this area because we live in the mountains. And the mountains aren't really known for their tornadoes.
There was a meme on one of the meme compilations that me and Nikki watched,
Oh,
and this
Midwestern dads.
yeah,
Yeah, you and me were. It was you and me down here
did
too.
we see it?
Yeah, because it was like him walking out. He's like,
There she goes.
I don't see no tornado. I don't see no
I
tornado.
love that, dude. That is so spot on.
It is. God. Be safe, Nate. All right, we're trying to be safe in Eldridge, mate. We just can't account for Mother Nature. Plus, we're in the basement, so
Yeah.
we're as protected as we can be down here.
My jam.
Oh yeah, aquatic ambience.
Dude, just imagine laying in one of those isolation chambers with
And
this
this.
playing.
Dude, that like being what's pulsing underwater whenever you're just sitting there floating, and you just imagine you've taken like some DMT and you're
No.
just like no. Well,
I don't want to imagine
that's,
that.
hurricanes are worse. You ain't kidding, Sarah. You ain't kidding. I've witnessed what a hurricane is capable of, and it is not pretty. Oh, there's the thunder. But we had 2 last year. Yeah, gotten an amber alert. Huh? That's a different kind of storm brewing right there, Darren Root.
Yeah.
That's
Shit
when the
storm.
posse gets rounded up and they go nut clipping.
That's a shit storm.
Oh yeah. In which I can't completely blame them if they want to go nut clipping, because there's a set of people out there who
There's
deserve it.
a mariachi version of TMNT sewer surfing.
Mariachi version?
I've never heard of that. There is a new Turtles in Time inspired.
Yeah, Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
That looks badass.
And
dude.
they went back to like the 8-bit or the 16-bit look. They have like the same combat style lookings. They're just adding things in progressively as it should have been back then. Instead,
They're taking away the stupid looking way that they've been drawing them and shit. All this digitally animated shit.
Yeah, but I will never forgive Ubisoft for Turtles in Time Reshelled. I
So
will
bad.
never forgive them for that. Hello, Oxy. Yeah, our power keeps flickering too.
Yeah.
My monitor went up, but my computer stayed on.
Like a beast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have a UPS down here, but that power supply does have like a power surge protection on it that keeps it alive for a little bit. Yeah, be safe out there, Oxy. Katrina wasn't far from us, and we had Rita. Oh, so y'all in Texas? So my friend Clint, me and Chad both know this guy. His family was in Katrina. Him, his 7 brothers, his mother, and his grandmother, and they had to leave. And when they got back, they found out that the city had demolished their house, and the only thing that was left that they found in the wreckage was the microwave. And Clint to this day still has it. But they lost everything, dude. Literally. Oh, you're in Louisiana. Okay.
Worse.
Okay. But, yeah, my friend Clint lost everything, and him and his family, they pretty much packed all of them packed up in an RV and just went around the country to different family members trying to find some place to set their roots down. Clint eventually found his way here into this neck of the woods, and he's been here ever since.
It happens with a lot of people.
Yeah.
They roam around and find us wood elves and don't want to leave.
Wood elves. Never heard us referred to that. If anything, I'm like the slothful wood elf. I'm like sitting up in the tree eating berries all the time, and I'm just like, welcome
guess
to the woods.
Us hillbillies would be more of dwarves, I guess.
Speak for yourself. I'm the one more built like a dwarf. It's just I'm taller than you.
Yeah. I've got a beard like a dwarf.
Oh, I do too.
Like a young dwarf.
Yeah, dwarfling.
We're young dwarfs. I'm going to go get my tablet because it's probably charged enough. I can't really see the chat very well on here.
Okay. All right, dude. I'll keep
I'm
y'all
also
entertained for the time being.
Speak to my...
Baton Rouge is my hometown. I turned 39 at the end of the month. Yeah, Sarah, I turned 33 here in June, so...
I'll be 32 in June.
Ugh! We're all getting old. This needs to stop. Mother Nature,
Damn it.
lay the fuck off.
God damn it.
Wish I could tell that bitch to take a hike, but nah. I'm over the bridge from Lake Charles. Yeah, Clint, his family They live near New Orleans. They lived in Zachary, Louisiana. I'll be 28 in November. Lucky you, Oxy. At least you're still below 30. Jesus. God, mercy. I keep thinking about when I, like, all the years I wasted just not doing enough. Like, right now, if I would have kicked ass, we probably could have had a film made or something by now. How many cards do you have? That's a good question.
A few thousand.
Yeah, several thousand we have here to sort through. And I'm almost done with one row on this. I've done these 2 rows here. These 2 rows are done, and I've got these 2 rows back here. And I also did a 10 worth right here. After I get these sorted, all that I will have left are the 10s of the reverse hollow or reverse hollows and the rares. Lake Charles was my birth town. Yeah, Lake Charles. I've been to New Orleans once, and I would love to go back. I went down there right before Katrina. I was 16 when I went down there. God, that was fun. But you like Yu-Gi-Oh? I like Kaiba. You, Ellie Mae? We actually opened some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We opened up a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. God. Everyone tell me their ages on here. 20 in December. Ramza, enjoy your 20s, man. Enjoy. Yorktown, Virginia for me, but Hungarian ancestry through my dad and proud of it. Mine's all over the place. My ancestry, I actually did two genealogy tests, one from Ancestry.com and one from 23andMe. They both pretty much said the exact same thing, except there were little bits of difference in the percentages. For the most part, I am Caucasian. I am 63% white. Most of it comes from Scotland, and most of it comes from Scotland and Ireland. And then I'm a little bit British, a little bit German, and a fair amount Italian. I think about 6% Italian. And then that's mostly on my mom's side. My dad's side of the and on both sides of the family, I also have American Indian, Native American. So I'm about 20% Native American. Of that 20%, most of it is Cherokee, some of it is Blackfoot, and some of it is Powhatan. And then finally, the rest of me is from all over the map. I have let's see. It is 7% black. I'm 7% from Africa. Prove it. Speak German then. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Yes. Mi Mutter is Netherlands. Mi Mutter is Netherlands. Gosh. I know a bit of German, but not enough. Not enough to really speak it. But the rest of me is like part black, and then the also Polynesian. Polynesian, I'm like 3 to 4% Tongan, with a sprinkle of Native American. A sprinkle, if that's what you want to call it. Yeah, I'm like 20%, so I'm happy about it. I think it's pretty cool, but I don't want to use it as like a crux to say I can do anything.
Calm down, Elizabeth Warren.
Liz Warren. And I actually have genealogy tests to back this shit up.
Calm down, Elizabeth Warren.
Never ending. I will never not stop making fun of that woman.
Oh my God, that's just proof of the entire Democratic Party's, their entire agenda exploited right there in that situation.
Yeah. Can't forget about the other side too. Just like, I was like, see, that's what they do. It's like, y'all do the exact same thing.
No, they're the ones. They're the ones who go, "Oh, that's what you are. I don't care." That's what they do.
Well, yeah. That's what.
And the other side is just like, "Oh, what's your tragedy, impoverished people? How can we exploit it for you?"
Yeah. Neither side cares.
No,
neither side cares.
We come from a largely marginalized and shit on group of Appalachian Americans who have
coal miners, dude. That's all we were known for.
Well, dude, people don't understand this. Just imagine if you were to go and you were to tell people, hey, just imagine the Bronx, the people that live in the Bronx, all other jobs were removed from there, except for ones that one company controlled.
Yeah.
Okay? And they're going to hire all these people, but they're not going to pay them real money. They're going to pay them in company money. And we're going to send them to company houses, and then we're going to make them go to company stores, and they're going to make their kids go to company schools.
Yeah.
That happened in America from like the fucking 20s up until the early 70s, really.
Yeah. Well,
in Appalachian America, like that happened. It was indentured servitude for a really long time.
And they brought in like other groups to try and do other stuff. Like they brought in Italians. They brought in former slaves.
Tons of people.
Yeah, they brought them into this area to try and get them to mine the coal, and the mountain folk didn't want to. And then they all banded together, fought back, and eventually the coal towns.
Isn't it funny that unionization is where the term rednecks came from?
Yeah, the red handkerchief. But yet it's been derogatorized into something that means like shitty ass white person.
Well, the people that are rednecks now would be totally against it.
Yes. God, dude. They sold their soul to the company store. Ain't that right, Oxy?
Yeah.
I sold my soul to the company store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nate has the power to say the N-word. I'm not going to say it. I don't have that power. I do not have that power.
But you are, African in genealogy.
Well, 7% did, but
that is a certain.
It's just like I told Marcus, and Marcus asked me about it, and he was just like, for real? All right, that's cool. And I did my Tyrone voice for him, and he said, I will give you a pass, but only in that voice.
That's funny. But what I enjoy about your heritage so much is the fact that it's like a taste of everything. And it's like, you're one of the most sincere individuals that I know, and it's just really cool, that you can tie back into so many pieces of the world, and it's really neat to see, somebody who has all the right to be however the fuck that they want to when it comes to these things, yet you hold views that, mine are a little bit more, I get more offended about certain shit than you do.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
well, again, it's
person to person. I really have no right to be mad about stuff. I just hate seeing people get exploited and picked on.
Well, I know, and trust me, man, I've been exploited and picked on my whole life by a lot of people. I mean, you were there for a lot of it. You saw it.
Yeah.
You saw what, but overall, man, I mean, I don't know. Where I studied history for so long, and I know that history, is often misunderstandings is what leads to most conflicts. And if people actually would just talk to each other and get some common ground, the less conflict there would be. But yet it seems nowadays the divide has returned. And I wish there was something I could do about it. I really do.
It's because people have started to band in these fucking thought boxes and have attached their identities to
their ideals.
Their ideals, yeah. And you can't build these schools of thought that have to be perfectly in line to get things accomplished. You're going to have to be, the kind of person who can work and still accomplish shit with people that you don't agree with on absolutely everything.
Yeah, I mean, compromise is not just it's not a dirty word, but yet it's treated as a dirty word in today's thought process.
And it's because people can cater most of their shit so specifically. You know what I'm saying? You can find a digital life for yourself that's tailored to only what kind of stuff you want to see in general.
And we have algorithms and bots that will show you nothing but that in internet
that'll make
searches.
sure it agrees with you.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's so much shit that I learned about that I never would have looked up on my own if it hadn't have been told to me, music as an example. So much music that means so much to me. Some of my friends introduced me to.
Well,
it wasn't.
It was the same thing with me. My family, my mom and my dad both introduced me to to like metal and rock and stuff like that. My
Yeah.
dad introduced me to rap. I remember my dad having the greatest hits of the Ghetto Boys, and me and him rapping to that. I also remember my grandmother. I had two grandmothers. Like my grandmother's like on my mom's side, nothing but like Conway Twitty, Hank Williams, Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash. You know, classic staples of country music. And then you had the other side who was into like gospel, but she was also into like Motown and R&B and shit like that. Like I got Stevie Wonder. Got Stevie Wonder at a young age. I was introduced to like Marvin Gaye at a young age, and just like
you really do have a lot of like fucking swag in your musical choices. Like you're into like funky fucking like club ass music, like that fuck, what was it? I guess it was Daft Punk that you were big into.
Daft Punk I did
15
like a lot.
years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
You used to bump all the fucking time.
Well, yeah. I mean, I like Daft Punk a lot. I mean, I liked what they did.
But you turned me on to Marvin Gaye's music that like he's got a lot of love-making music. But you turned me into his more dynamic, like, his
stuff,
a hard-ass song.
Well, his stuff when he was a younger man, when he was like dealing with shit on the streets.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like Trouble Man. Every time I hear Trouble Man, I just like I'm transported. I'm just like, I'm there. I'm like wherever he, my older siblings introduced me to punk and rap. My dad introduced me to metal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good introduction.
Yeah, Nate likes what he likes. Yes, I like what I like.
But he likes some good shit, man. It's like, he turned me on to a lot of shit. A lot of different kinds of music.
Well,
like Mick Gordon, I would have never known who made shit or how that whole thing went down. You gave me a seminar on it going down the road one day, and I fucking just had my mind blown because...
Well, yeah, I mean...
What a badass motherfucker, dude. What a crazy...
He's hands down one of my favorites.
What a crazy badass motherfucker to be able to do all that.
Crazy Aussie motherfucker. I love him. Marvin Gaye. Didn't his daddy do... Yeah, his dad killed him.
Oh, my God,
Sarah
dude.
Williamson,
yeah.
his dad was jealous of the fact that he actually was successful. Because Marvin's dad was a singer back in his day, but when he tried to come up, it was not a good time for black singers in the United States.
Or people in general.
Period.
Black people in general had a hard time.
And Marvin's dad was never able to reach the level of success he wanted to. But then Marvin did. But the thing about Marvin is he also abused drugs like cocaine and heroin and all that. And Marvin's dad became a preacher. And eventually he got so upset with Marvin that him and Marvin had an argument, and Marvin's dad capped him. Marvin's dad, shot him dead. And Marvin was only 43, 44 at the time.
Too bad, man.
Man had so much more good music in him because he literally just came out with Sexual Healing, which was his biggest hit song for last 10 years.
Dude, he literally was. He was too bad for this world. That's what Marvin Gaye was.
Yeah, he was.
Because it's all good. His love-making music, I'm not saying that wasn't enough to make me aware. I was like, damn, this man is a sensual, singing son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But then you listen to his hard-ass shit, and it's like the same kind of class, but he's talking about being the fucking man out there on the streets.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, dude. This was a cool motherfucker, dude.
He was.
Period.
Yeah. Superior songwriter, superior musician. A lot of people don't know that. Marvin played a lot of the musical instruments
I didn't know that.
in his stuff. He was a drummer in the beginning.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was a drummer.
But it just makes sense to how he can ride the fucking beat, man. He knows it.
Oh yeah. And I'll never forget him doing I Heard Through the Grapevine at Montreux. He was sitting there, and he literally had someone bring a telephone out to him, because in the interlude in the beginning, it's him saying, Marvin, I found your girl down here, man. She's messing around on you. She's messing around. And he's sitting there, and he's just listening to it. He's getting into the groove. The band's playing in the background. He's just getting into it. Then he just hops on the piano. He's like, I heard through the grapevine, not much longer would you be mine. Yeah, just damn. It was beautiful, man. I mean, just hearing him sing just brought tears to my eyes. And it's been like that with several people. I mean...
And think about the games, man. back then, relationships and people playing games on you and playing with
they
your
could get
heart.
away with it a lot easier back then.
Bro.
A lot easier. I think
And
that's
then
one of the
your
reasons why a lot of
friend-
relationships lasted was because no one knew. No one friggin' knew.
Oh.
How could they?
Because of God, man. Because of God. That's why God was a huge thing, man. Because people were like, please keep track of this woman.
Please.
Please make sure my man ain't out there.
Yeah. Please make sure they ain't doing nothing.
Please.
Please.
That's
I had
so
to sing
jacked
"Heard
up.
Through the Grapevine" in 5th grade for a play. Yeah, dude, "Heard Through the Grapevine" is one of my favorite Marvin Gaye songs. I know that CCR covered it. And CCR, they do actually pretty good covers. And John Fogerty is a really good singer in his own right. But that OG version with Marvin Gaye,
Please.
I will never ever forget that.
Yep. Glad we got to talk about Marvin Gaye. That's a treat.
Dude, yeah, man, always. Barry White, that's another one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him, but I just wasn't as big of a fan of him as I was Marvin Gaye.
Well, no. I mean, for me personally, I think Marvin had a much more like song in terms of his song set. He had a much more like high range of song set.
Oh yeah.
Whereas Barry was soul, R&B, and gospel. That was all he was in the South. Or because keep in mind he came from Galveston, Texas, and I mean, you know, it's hard. It was hard for him to like get musicians down there because, you know, not a good time for a lot of people in the South at that time. But he managed to do it. And then when the 70s rolled around, he was finally able to spread his wings. And then disco. He was finally able to break into the pop charts with disco because disco incorporated a lot of funk bass lines and everything. And he was finally able to get in with like My First, My Last, My Everything. I mean, just that's my favorite Barry White song. My First, My Last, My Everything. My first, my last, my everything, and the answer to all my dreams. And
put it on a pedestal much there, Barry.
He loved. Well, the thing was, Barry just loved women. He never was really He was never really like. He was never really like a single. He was never like all settled down for just one woman. But
my first, my everything. He was a lying son of a bitch, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He loved the women, dude. He couldn't help himself. But he never like wanted to be a heartbreaker. That was his thing.
My first, my second, my third. 10 minutes later, my 26, my 27, my 20. How many people's in this bill? My 500th, my everything.
God dang, dude. Can't get enough of your love. Yeah, Can't Get Enough of Your Love. That's another.
That's
great.
the one that I know just to be
Forever
a banger.
and ever, yeah. Because it's like one of those. It's like a slow burn.
Yeah.
I love that.
They used to do that back in the day.
Yeah.
It'd come off. It'd be popping off at the end.
God.
Oh man.
See,
Just like thinking about musicians and like superstars and rock stars, just athletes, politicians, all these people that are in the public eye, big time.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, man, they were just out here running fucking wild, dude. Wild.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, dude, cocaine's a hell of a drug. How else do you think they were able to keep up?
But not only that, it's like cancel culture. What are you gonna do? Just lock up and turn down and cancel everyone? TV wouldn't have existed for years.
Oh my God! No one would have been able to do a damn thing with cancel culture nowadays, dude. But I mean, you say one thing, you're fucking ruined,
bro. Here's the thing.
Like I know that's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna get canceled eventually.
No,
if I get popular enough, I'm gonna get canceled.
Dude, check this out. People still go to Motley Crue concerts.
Yeah, even though...
Bro, yeah. I mean, this table would not be able to hold the weight of the paperwork from those guys for everything you
Vince
could
Neil
fucking
killed
imagine,
someone
dude.
And was out of jail 30 days later.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's insane. What people have done throughout the years is just insanity.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Insanity.
I mean, Yeah. Tom Petty, that's another one. Yeah, gosh. I'm sitting here 1 a.m. sipping on a beer, listening to two dudes from the other end of the world talk about music lessons. The internet is great. Soul Creek, that's how we roll, man. We're we're all over the place. We're in terms of information, we're jacks of all trade. We
just
each have
bullshit, man.
yeah, we each have shit we bring to the table, and we enjoy talking about stuff like this long form.
Dude, here's one that blows my mind. Johnny Rotten, bro.
Yes. Oh, Johnny on the spot, baby.
He's such a crazy bastard, and I will never, ever, ever, and this is one thing that I do not like about the punk rock community. Mm-hmm. There's too many people that can't disassociate from musicians that they find entertaining. I can find someone entertaining without seeing them as a role model or somebody that I want to be like, or that I think is a good person, or that I respect them, other than being entertaining.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But then you've got Johnny Rotten, right? Because there's like so many reasons why he pisses me off and that I think he's so fucking full of shit. But when that Seville guy who was like, you know, doing bad things with like terminally ill children and had that children's show and shit in England.
Yeah.
He was on the BBC in the 70s bringing that shit up. And just like, hey, why are you guys allowing this guy to masquerade around here and be gross? We all know he does it.
Yeah.
And you're going to get it because I said the F word last week on TV?
Give me a fucking break.
Give me a break. Yeah, like, when are you going to do something about that? And they were like, well, we probably won't even air this segment now. So thanks.
And lo and behold,
this guy comes out and is like, fucking legitimately has done this shit and is like actually a terrible person and ends up like coming out. He's ruined so many people's lives and stuff and was taking advantage of these terminally ill children and stuff.
Yep. And it's shit like that. You see, great acts carried out by people that we may necessarily not agree with 100%.
But he then comes out is like all about the QAnon stuff and all about just an idiot, you know, and he's just become a total idiot.
Well, he's a toolbox in a lot of ways, which that's fun. Well, again, dude, that's just like Daryl Davis. Daryl Davis is one of the greatest human beings in my mind and ever to exist in terms of like what he's done for like race against racism and all that.
Yeah.
And anyone who says that, anyone who calls that man a Nazi or neo-Nazi or anything like that, get the fuck out of my chat.
You're talking about the dude that goes and like
he goes and finds Klan members and reforms them, gets them to get. He has a collection of Klan member outfits that he has literally gotten from them, and thank you letters saying, thank you for helping me give this up and making me realize how ignorant I am.
I think he's doing a great thing, but I also think he's crazy as fuck for dedicating his life to that.
Well, someone has to dedicate their lives to something, and in truth, if he can slowly erode away the bastion of racism by doing that, and it's his choice to do that, who am I to tell the guy not to?
I'm not trying to tell him not to do it. I just think he's crazy as fuck for doing that.
Yes. The dude literally had a meeting with a Grand Wizard in Baltimore, and he literally, after about 2 years of talking with this man, convinced him to give it up.
Yeah, I saw
Grand Wizard.
Bro.
Like, that's highest order right there.
Did you hear his story of where he met the guy in the hotel room and some ice dropped in the bucket? For like it started melting in the drink thing they had, like a cooler or something. Mm-hmm. The ice melted and went, and they both like thought the other one was pulling a gun and like tripped out.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, you're in a very high tension situation like that. Daryl Davis is literally the perfect example of what humans can do if they just talk. Yes, and that's my whole thing. Yeah,
but it's like, if you met somebody in Denny's and you're like, man, this guy's got some radical beliefs. Maybe he's got a T-shirt you recognize or something. Like, I got to go talk to this man, and then you have a meeting, and that happens organically. But to go out and be seeking these people, this guy is a maniac. I'm not saying what he's doing is bad, but I'm just saying it takes somebody who has something.
Balls, haunches.
Well,
he got
something happened, man. Wasn't it? Something got thrown at him when he was marching with the Boy Scouts, and he didn't understand why people were being racist to him.
Yes.
And his parents had to break it down to him because he had grown up and like his parents were diplomats, and so he was around all kinds of different cultures of people.
Yes.
And
I think so.
So that moment, like Bruce Wayne's parents dying in front of him, when he was a child, these people being racist and throwing shit at him, and he didn't understand, must have impacted him to where he just went on a fucking crusade like Batman after the fucking Klan, dude.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, given the fact that, some people want to dedicate their lives to something good, and he felt like he could do the best if he did that. Because keep in mind, Daryl, he travels across the country all the time as a blues musician.
Yeah.
And if he wants to, and he seeks these people out because, I guess, he just doesn't want a world where where racism is not as prevalent. And here's the thing: I've watched Daryl Davis multiple times. I've seen him on podcasts and shit like that.
He's a superhero, dude.
Well, he is. But at the same time, he has beliefs that I don't agree with. But that doesn't mean
like
that.
What?
Well, for instance, he is so quick to just okay, for historical purposes. Let's go back and let's say Columbus.
Yes.
Columbus. A lot of people want to paint Columbus as like one of the worst human beings ever to exist. Blah, blah,
He
blah.
wasn't a good one.
Well, no one back then was. And here's the thing about him, though. Everyone wants to paint him as the worst human being ever, when in truth, a lot of people associate him with misnaming the natives. Which here's the problem with that: he didn't. It was the Spaniards who misnamed them, because when Columbus came over here, he wrote in his journal in very poor Spanish, because it had to be sent back to the Spaniards for them to translate it, and he called them una gente de indios. Now, when he wrote that, he was writing a people in God, a people in God. That's all he wrote. Now, when the Spanish saw that, they immediately translated it to Indianos.
Oh, he made it to India, pretty much. They thought.
Yes, Indianos. That's what they thought. And the truth is, people want to portray him as the worst of all time when they forget about Cortez. They forget about.
He's not the worst of all time. Just like you said, he was just one of the people involved.
He's a victim of history.
He was happily imperialistic, bro. Of
course he was. Well, imperialistic and also holy, because keep in mind, he did this as part of a holy crusade as well. And he used his scientific knowledge as an advantage to convince the natives that he was in fact an emissary from the gods. Whenever he predicted an eclipse. Yeah. And when he did that, the natives were pretty much in the palm of his hand.
I just feel like,
And Daryl Davis was just so quick to just say, oh, he's one of the worst human beings of all time. The world would be a much better place if he never existed. And me on the other side, I'm just no. In truth, I don't think he's one of the worst of all time. But I think people are so quick to throw him under the bus simply because they want to.
Yeah, I also just hate most historical figures because the large majority of them are shit people.
Most of them did horrible things to be remembered.
To get to those places, even now, to be people who really get remembered,
you have to do something.
You gotta be a fucking shitty
tremendously shitty,
for the most part.
Yeah.
And that's why there's so many high-level people that do get busted out, because there's so many people that'll do whatever it takes to get in those positions that do.
Yeah.
And they're shitty people for the most part. And they don't have to be the kind of people that do something heinous, but just somebody the whole thing about Ellen. If you're being a supreme douchebag to people should know that. If you're a fucking douchebag.
Here's what I'll say: what you see on camera with me is what you get. Yeah. I'm not anyone different. The only time you'll see me doing something different is when I'm acting in a role or something like that in a film project that we're doing. But other than that, what you see is what you get.
That pretty much goes for both of us.
Yeah. If you go see Chad at a punk show, he's pretty much the same person on stage that he is here.
Yep. Well, I mean, what are you doing if you're not? You're an act, right?
Yeah. You're literally a permanent performer.
Well, that's what people complain about a lot. I've noticed on YouTube, a lot of the complaint is there's too many people that are too polished and shiny and fucking not real.
Yeah, and which is true. I mean,
Well, you've always shown me that that's like not really the way to go about it if you want some longevity.
No, if you want longevity, be real.
Because people will
People may
eventually
not like
bust you out.
Yeah, people may not like you for you being real with them in the beginning, but eventually they will respect you because you never gave them anything. You never gave them anything different. Joseph Stalin's much worse than Christopher Columbus. Absolutely, I don't think that should go without saying. Stalin is a much worse human being than.
Oh God,
Columbus.
Stalin was a fucking terrible human being.
I mean.
But so was Andrew Jackson. So was tons of people.
Yeah.
Dude.
Andrew Jackson, like you talk about like horrible people, like leaders, world leaders, especially the ones that don't have to answer for their crimes.
My nephew, the other when was it? Like a week or two ago. He was talking about how they had just learned about Andrew Jackson and how, he was kind of rough and stuff. I was like, kind of rough? I was like, did they teach you about the Trail of Tears? He was like, yeah, a bunch of people died. I was like, do you know how they fucking died?
They died marching to,
Do you know how they died?
Yeah, they died marching to their relocation.
It's not like they just got sick and people will bitch, oh my God, the Japanese made POWs march around an island. Okay, march from Florida to fucking, Wisconsin or something.
No, march from your homeland, which is on the East Coast somewhere. March from Marietta, Georgia, to fucking Oklahoma, barefooted, no wagons, no nothing. The only thing you can carry is the stuff you can carry in your arms. And not only that, no horses, no wagons, no nothing.
But a military escort to make sure you don't stop.
Exactly. And if you stray from the trail too far, you'll be shot and killed. I'm sorry.
Brutal, man. Fuck Andrew Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He should have never been printed on money like that.
Nope. Old hickory.
But they don't want to talk about that shit.
They never do. No, I mean, I don't take American history as I want it to be. I take it as how it is. All right.
I'm a metalhead that works mostly with rappers. That sounds cool.
Do what now?
I fuck with that. Linkin Park was a big thing for me back in the day.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think metal and rap never has been given a fair shake in mainstream music.
And people made fun of it back in the day.
Yeah.
People made fun of it. And now
it'll be huge eventually.
Now there's people who are talking like, oh, this is the next step, this new form of music. I'm like, new form of music? Where the fuck have you been for 20 plus years? Yeah. Where were you back when fucking Hybrid Theory dropped? Where were you back when, Papa Roach was here? Where were you back when, all this shit was going on, man? What are you talking about? Where were you for, fucking Korn, Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, and their early shit? Are you kidding me? Give me a break. A bunch of people wanting to say, that's just like when people say, the new form of house, this new form of music, house music, which is coming out of France. I'm like, okay, I love the fuck out of Daft Punk. They did not invent house music. It was the rappers and musicians in Chicago, Illinois, who invented house music. Don't get me started.
Europeans really hijacked that one.
Well, Europeans, everyone hijacked. The one thing I'll say about American culture is that's what a lot of people want. A lot of people want that American culture of musical diversity, of the different and varying styles and ranges that we have in terms of presentation. For instance, the look that you have. The look that you have is a mix of various things.
Yeah.
Your flat brim hat, that comes from the rap community. Also, the kanji on your hat as well, that comes from Japan. Also, the shirt that you have is punk rock, and the sweatpants you have are made popular because of sports figures. I mean, we have various cultural bounds that we have with our what's the word I'm looking for?
Melting pot?
Well, melting pot, no, I mean, in terms of our presentation. In terms of our visual presentation, we have so much at our disposal.
It's true.
And it baffles me when I see people talking about, America's one of the worst places on the planet, and I'm like, most people who are saying that are people who live here and are just upset of the fact that they're not, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to try and pretend someone is, in the position they're in simply because of their own devices. We know plenty of people who are.
Yeah.
A lot of pillheads who are just upset at the fact that, I could have been a driver for NASCAR. I could have been one of the greats, man. So instead, I'm just going to get high off my ass on oxycodone and go down the fucking freeway at 90 miles an hour and almost kill somebody. Fucking assholes.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that just that have had a combination of a lot of fucked up shit that make them choose the choice of I want to be comfortable right now.
Yes.
Instead of
versus,
sacrifice a little bit to make something, you know.
in which, here's the thing. I'm upset about this to a certain degree, but at the same time, in the long run, I've come to accept it, the choice I've made. Relationships.
Yeah.
They have not been the easiest for me, given the life that I'm leading, because the truth is, this is not an easy life in terms of like getting to know people personally.
Oh yeah.
Because I have to present myself on here a lot, and it doesn't leave that much, like especially me trying to be as real as I am. It doesn't leave much room for like someone to know me interpersonally through a relationship. In which
Right.
I've had moments in the past where I've had people get close to me, and sometimes it worked for a little bit, but most of the time it did not. And it's because it scares people away. The life that I lead, it scares people. But
yeah, relationships are tough, dude. For anybody.
yeah,
I couldn't imagine like being out there in the field right now because shit's so weird.
you ain't kidding. Fucking insanity.
Which it's always been weird.
Well, yeah.
It's extra weird now because shit just been extra weird.
Shit, that's how it being, huh?
Yeah, but you know, you have a lot to offer, but you're right, man. If the life as an entertainer, you think it doesn't cause problems between me and Nikki that we have major issues because I have to sacrifice to go perform shows.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna go out and wrestle, that's a commitment of travel, money, time, and it's all away from her. You know?
Time is the biggest loss, or not the biggest sacrifice. Right?
The biggest, just being away.
Now, when I say loss, don't get that twisted up and say, oh, the loss. What I mean by that is the biggest loss is like you're losing that time to spend with someone else.
Yeah,
and that's hard.
Well,
it's
especially if you're ambitious too. If you're ambitious and you have a drive to get booked, to play shows, to perform, to be out there on stage, to be in front of an audience, and you have to do that on Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah.
To be out there and to grind and to get it. And they don't understand that means not just a couple weekends, but every fucking weekend.
Yes.
And you miss holidays, you miss
can't count how many I missed
people's birthdays and shit like that. For playing shows, dude, I have let some people down big time. And I really can't do that anymore. So, that's something that's hard because and as a performer and somebody who's ambitious about that shit, it's not even like I question what I have to do. I just go ahead and already accept that I'm going to bite the bullet. Like, I know I'm going to fucking hurt my person, but this is who I am and this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
And so now I have to kind of change that up. It's weird. COVID has definitely changed a lot of shit for me.
Yes. COVID it's shaped a lot of people's futures going forward now. And I know that you and Nikki both, Nikki now is she's inoculated, but she's not completely
in about a week and a half, she'll be good to go.
And for you have to wait
I'm
until the
85% right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once he gets that last injection,
I'll be back out there, bro. Yeah. I'm already booked for April 10th, and I'm booked for June 5th. So
these are wrestling shows?
One is a wrestling show, and one's a punk show.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be back after it. But it's just now I realize I'm no longer gonna bend for the game. The game is gonna fucking bend for me.
Well, and not only that, but
is.
You have multiple things to keep you afloat in terms of financially to help this shit out. Because,
yes.
I mean, you have your job, which is always a steady thing.
Yes.
But also now you have the YouTube thing, which is helping you out a lot too.
Yes, and Nikki works.
And Nikki works as well.
And, just various side hustles that, make everything work,
Yeah.
Selling merch, different shit. I hustling Pokemon cards, whatever.
Yeah, we got a shit ton of cards. I get you, Chad. My girlfriend's in the Korean entertainment industry. It's not easy. Well,
no, it's not.
Well, there's women whom I've talked to. Like, there's women who've like hit me up and asked me, "Hey, can you give me pointers on how to get popular online?" And I'm like, "Well, in terms of what I can only tell you what worked for me. That's the thing. And, like, everyone's got their own niche that they have to figure out.
Yeah.
But I can tell you what worked for me, and sometimes that works for people. Sometimes it doesn't. It worked for Chad. For some of these women who I spoke with, it didn't work because, in truth, like, I can't say it's because of their lack of commitment, but sometimes things just doesn't work. Daniel Scott, yes. I have seen the new Zack Snyder's Justice League. We actually had a big rant about it earlier. Chad is not finished with it yet. I finished it. I'll say this. It was alright. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. That's all I'm going to say. But, there's also a band called Varsity. It's like metalcore and R&B. Oh boy, that's a hell of a combination.
Mr. Soul Creek said, "Don't worry. At your age, most relationships aren't real relationships anyway. We're older than you think. I bet."
Dude, I'm 33. I'm 32. Chad's 31.
Look at the white in my beard, man.
I know you can't see a lot of it, but I do got gray in my hair.
Yeah, we're old, man. At
least we're getting older, at least.
Getting there, yeah. All right.
I feel fucking old. Especially my left knee. I fucked it up somewhere. God, dude. It in certain cases wouldn't stop hurting yesterday, and it worried me. I thought I'd pulled something or I'd like.
All right. How are we going to do these now? I think these are sorted.
Okay.
So we separate them by type.
Yeah, separate them by type.
Trainer, energy.
Yeah.
And then are we going to sort them into decks at this point?
Well, I'd say we get them fully like separated into their proper ones,
mm-hmm.
and then once we get them sorted, then we can look at how to build decks with them, and then afterward, like, we have like enough of a sorting done, then we'll put in like the rares and hollows and secret rares and shit like that, because I want to is it better than the theatrical cut? Yes, it's better, but I'd say in terms of what we have here, this is like, oh wow, yeah, I haven't found any of these yet.
Yeah.
I haven't found any yet.
Wait, which one is the dragons over here?
Unleash the dragon. Unleash the dragon.
Those are the energies.
Yeah. But I would say once we get, because I've got these 3 rows done, plus this 10 done, and this box done. Yeah, I need to get these all out, get them all put in their right order, like.
Okay.
And then once I get that,
because I'm trying to figure out, like, are we going to separate these into sets? Or are we just going... The sets part is going to be the most difficult part.
Yes.
If we did that.
You ain't kidding.
So, I don't know.
There's a lot for us to go through and get into these.
Well, we've got to build binders, dude. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We have got to decide whether or not we're just going to cherry pick and say fuck all, it doesn't matter which set that they came out of, or do you want to try to put one of each from each set? Because I'm starting to think maybe that would be stupid. Because this is just so much shit to go through. To pick one card from each set, we would have to separate them all into their sets.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's a tough decision.
It is. There's a lot to decipher. I'd say for right now, let's start building a few decks, just to start out. And if there are any that interest us, like for instance, like these are the ones. If we're gonna go through
those are the good ones that we want to definitely curate. But like, how about this? Let's go online and find some good decks that are like pauper decks, which means that they're like cards we probably have a shit ton of.
Yes.
And then we'll like build them out, and they're competitive and good, but it'll be made out of cards. And then the thing that'll really separate the shit we send out are the good cards that we put in there as extras, and the decks are just like well built, playable.
Yeah.
And then there's a collection side to it as well. You like that?
I like that. I like that. Let's try that.
Because they have deck lists online for like pauper decks, so
yeah,
we'll build some of those, and we'll have all those cards because it's just built from the easy to find ones.
There we are, live stream. Then what do we have? Okay.
What's up?
I was just looking at stuff on here, making sure everything was good in terms of the connectivity of the stream. Thought something happened. Hey, did you actually hear that iCarly's making a comeback in Paramount Plus?
What?
I'll say this: if Gibby's not involved, I'm not watching.
I never watched it.
I'm joking. I didn't actually watch. All I know is that there's the Gibby like fell from the ceiling. That's the only thing I ever saw. That was a meme for a long time.
Oh. My lost years?
I guess. I don't know. All I know is that I saw it and it's like, Gibby! It's like my expectation. It's like me hearing about such and such from Nintendo. My expectations, Gibby!
Damn.
Just, yeah, savage memes came out of that.
Well, look at that. That's got to be, pretty decent start to a dragon deck.
Oh, hell yeah. Plus, I got a shit ton in here, too. I'll be able to get those out for you.
So these are all sorted.
Yeah.
Now, finally. It took me 2 streams, but I finally got the box.
Yeah, you got them. Me, I've got just this row left, and then after that, I'm good. I've done this box, this 10, and these 3 rows, so...
Ugh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Indeed. Actually, after I finish this thing here, I will, Actually, you know what? Here we go. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. So, if you want to look through some of these...
Let's bust it.
Yeah, see, those are the reverse hollows and secret rares and all that.
Ooh, reverse hollows.
Yes, reverse hollows and rares and shit like that.
Alright, we're going to try to do these by type?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you find any in there you want to keep, have at it. There we go.
Fighting. Dude, the dark reverse hollows look like they're not even reverse hollow. It's so
I
hard.
know, it's ugh.
I don't really like those reverse hollows that
Me
much.
neither. I never really did.
It kind of looks green, right?
Yeah, kind of looks. Ugh. Don't like it.
The Lugia reverse hollow is probably my favorite one so far. That and the Charizard, obviously, he's the man.
Yeah, the Charizard reverse hollow.
I went out and got me one of them as soon as I saw it. I was like,
ooh,
I'm going to get this while it is not that much.
Yeah.
Because they usually go up, man. Charizard's just that guy.
That they do. Charizard always goes up, man. Gibby doing a 5-star frog splash. Get it! Gibby isn't returning, apparently. Not watching it, then. I wouldn't have watched it anyway. I just tuned in and see if they did another meme like that.
I'm here for the memes.
That's how I am with most things.
Just the memes?
Yeah. Just the memes, man. Like, just the facts. But it said just the memes. There we go.
Pokemon always bends over backwards for Charizard, and I'm so sick of it. I would agree with that if it weren't for the fact that there are not hard to find Charizard cards that are worth a lot of money. And that means that the Pokemon Company printed a bunch of those cards, but people still wanted them so bad that they are worth a lot.
That's one thing I'll say as well.
So it's not like they're bending over backwards for it.
If
it just
the
is.
if the demand for the cards is not met, even after the company does everything in their power, but yet the fandom still wants it, it's not the fault of the company. It's the fault of the fandom.
No, it's not.
Point. Yeah.
So I mean, that's all I'm saying about it.
Same. I don't really know what else I can say at that point.
I would totally be on the same side of that situation if it was like, you know, they were purposefully making them super, super rare.
But they're not. It's literally just...
Yeah, there's a lot of really easy to find Charizards that are worth money. Like the Japanese Neo Genesis promo reverse holo Charizard from like 2001. I mean, there's a fuck ton of those things printed. It was a promo card you could get from the pack for a guaranteed one for like $15.
I remember that Mew Egyptian one that they printed out.
Yeah.
Like everyone was talking like, oh, this card's gonna be worth so much money in the future. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's worth like $30 now.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's
never knew
depending
that.
on what condition it's in. It's not bad.
Really need to find my old Pokemon cards.
And there's a Japanese one that has a misprint. They misspelled Nintendo in English on the bottom.
Ooh.
And it's really expensive.
Wonder how much of a run that one had, or is it just the one?
They caught it pretty quickly. That's why it's so expensive. Yeah.
Okay.
And that one came in a badass binder that was Lugia. It was like a Lugia binder.
Damn.
Yeah, they got a way cooler promo card than we did. You know, what's new though?
What else? Yeah.
Ooh, this is the Lugia I was talking about.
Would anyone be willing to do a 5-star Frog Splash into a pool of Jello for $100? Should I do that for free?
There's a couple of these.
Yeah.
I'll put them right here.
Yeah.
The really good shit, I'm gonna put right here.
Yeah. Put them aside.
I would count this Charmeleon in that really good shit. Okay, I think you've got some of the really good shit already separated.
Yeah.
There's the V's. Max. GX. Trainer. Dude. So much nice stuff. You guys gotta be. By the way, the Discord is down in the description. You can find it and join. And then there will be a channel made on the Discord specifically for raffling off these cards you see before you.
Cannot wait, dude. Can't wait to see who.
I want to see what the decks are. I want to see what decks we can throw together that are fucking nasty.
I think we can throw together some pretty devastating decks.
Making decks and whip somebody aside.
Yeah. Yeah, hit them with a good old deck slap.
Deck slap. Daft funny.
Yeah, wordplay. Something I tried to be good at, but I often fail.
Train with Thomas Austin.
Oh God, no.
The greatest at wordplay.
Just doing the stream. Holy cow! How many Pokemon cards am I looking at? Thousands.
Couple.
Several.
Thousands.
Yeah.
You know, I fuck with people like that, talking and just doing shit like that, and people don't get it a lot of times.
Oh,
how I can play
play
off of their own words, yeah.
It'd be like
it
that.
just confuses motherfuckers a lot of time.
Yeah. Most people are kind of like they don't expect
this was
you.
One of your guys that you.
Yeah. I remember that.
I'm trying to throw the good ones.
In the
Yeah. Well, the good reverse hollows anyway.
we got a lot of reverse hollows, that's for sure.
It's a ton.
Boy,
oh boy, how many of these? This is going to be a trio. I can almost guarantee everybody signing up will get.
Yeah, Altaria, Hatterene, and
These
we got a
cards.
shit ton of those. God, it's never ending.
For sure. All out of that same set too. Was it Champion's Path?
Yes. Champion's Path had a lot of like big, like it has those only 2 big Charizards in it, but gosh, first time catching a live stream. Well, hopefully we can entertain to a certain degree. I was real jacked up, but the guys in the eyes, it was, good laugh. Oh, I still remember the Pokemon event of the racist Gengar.
What?
I heard about that.
I have no clue what's...
Apparently it was an outfit that was a bit much, and the guy knew it was a bit much.
Oh, he was purposefully trying to be too much of it?
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke, and he he didn't say anything or do anything horrible. It's just, he meant it as a joke, but I think the convention banned him.
Damn.
For that.
What's he doing, man? You just gotta know, man. Some shit you just can't do.
Well, you can't do in public. You can do around your friends. I mean, like, your friends, like, if you all joke about that shit, but at the same time, if someone says that they're uncomfortable with it, heed their words, guys. Heed their words, because, one thing I don't want is, like, ultra discomfort.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing I've always strayed away from. I don't want to fake anything that's gonna have like 4 Galarian Darmanitans.
That's all y'all.
Fat boy Slim over there. Fat boy Slim Fist. Gosh.
One thing I've noticed is very few fire reverse hollows.
No, I know. That's,
very few.
Yeah. Not me, man. The only one I've had big time was that Charizard one, which
it's a good one.
Oh yeah. Items. There you are, there you are, there you are, there you are, and there you are. Sonia Milo Beedrill, Rockruff. Weedle.
Ridiculousness, dude. So many of the same fucking cards.
Too much of it, dude.
I didn't think it would be like this with the reverse hollows, but it is.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's like the same fucking ones a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes there's always time for a joke, but sometimes it just ain't the time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There was one meme I was like super happy that blew up. Was the evil eye Luigi on the Mario Kart. I was so happy when that one blew up because I was just like, finally we get a Luigi meme. And then there was that guy going around. Did you see the guy going around the conventions in like the little go-kart as Luigi, like with the mean look on his face, like chucking shells at people, just like, what up? Here, I'll show you that real quick. Oh, dang it. Okay. This is going to be difficult.
Let's see.
Yeah, the Luigi death stare. This is the original, like, Luigi death stare right here. Yeah, so just the death stare from him. He's just like, look at that motherfucker. And then you go to conventions, and then this happened. Anime. This is 6 years ago. Damn, this makes me feel old. But look at this.
Ooh.
Like, what up? What you gonna do about it?
Nothing.
Bonk.
Out here killing it.
Bruh. Just hitting random people with just turtle shells and just having a blast. I love it.
Good stuff.
Oh, God. What was
They need Mario Dodgeball.
They do. I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I did not even know there was a Deep Blue Sea 2. And there's a Deep Blue Sea 3? What? What? Okay.
Did you enter stream?
No, I didn't in my stream.
Oh.
I just clicked off the music to show you that. How long have we been going?
We've been going.
Almost 2 hours.
Some of these are getting stuck together too. Some of the
Sorry about
olives.
that. Sorry about that. I ran out of toilet paper.
Ah. Makes total sense. Totally get it. You saw that Darmanitan.
Yeah, I was just like, there's plenty of you. There's plenty of you. I'm just gonna ruin it. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
How about this one?
Oh God. Okay, let's get this over here. Oh yeah, Rad and Dirty. Well, it was. Oh, that's even worse. JWG. It was the Gengar with the N-word in his name.
Oh.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
Bruh. You know, I know this wouldn't be like potentially, well, there was I had an idea for like a stage performance, like performing music on stage.
Yeah.
It was gonna be like a very heavy like musical performance, like probably like, and I had an idea for like I was gonna call it the like MOD, like Merchants of Death, and it was literally gonna be like the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, basically like personified on stage, and there was gonna be Pestilence, which was gonna be like synth and keys and all that. War would be on the drums, Conquest would be on the bass, and then Death would be on the guitar, and Death would literally be like have like solid black face paint with like a skull for his art.
You're scaring me.
And then
You're telling me too much scary stuff, Nate.
And then his hair would be like dreadlocks. And then
too scary.
Conquest would literally be like an upside down cross on the guy's face. It's like it's almost like a more heavy, more metal version of Kiss. Except
why are you bringing Satan into this?
Just
you trying to scare me now.
Play with it. And when I was having the idea for this musical experience, I was thinking to myself, what music would be perfect for it? And I was like, oh yeah, music from Mick Gordon.
Disciples of the Ogre Lord.
Disciples of the Ogre Lord. God, no. God.
Bring me onions. This is my swamp.
Now, for me, it's just like the Doom soundtrack by Mick Gordon. That's what I hear. I like to hear Rip and Tear. I hear Creatures of the Necrovole, friggin' Super Gore Nest. Love this
Scary
shit.
music.
Well, it's not necessarily scary, just like
Scary.
heavy as fuck.
I can't lift it. It's too scary.
Origins on Earthbound. Oh gosh. Earthbound. Mother 3. Yeah, that's a weird game.
It is.
It's a very weird game. You still need to play through what is it? Or at least try it out. Secrets of Mana.
Yep, I do. I've never played it.
We've got it on SNES up there, and it is. And Nick played through it, and it is. It's the first real action RPG where you can
That's
actually
what I've
still
heard.
move around, and it's like, fuck yeah, that's ahead of its time.
That's what I've heard.
Can I request a song for you and Chad? Ungratified by Cashel. Here's the thing. We're playing like this stuff that you're listening to does not have copyright to it. And the only thing I was worried because I forgot about, Riding Dirty being in that Luigi one, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna get hit for that.
Oh, for sure. I even did it was some kind of trap house remix shit of some rap songs that played accidentally at the end of one of our streams.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to, for a solid week, fight stuff on that, dude. I mean, it was...
Yeah.
And this was mixed in a way that there's no way without a computer you would ever know that some of that music was being used in it. Because it had been altered so much.
Yeah.
But they don't give a shit, man.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, it's gotten to the point where this melody is too similar. Instead of it being it's like, can you prove it that it is not the same melody?
And it can be 2 seconds of music.
Yes, and I don't get that.
And within copyright, isn't it 10 seconds?
Yeah, within fair use, it's usually 10 seconds. But they don't care. You think these companies give a shit? No.
Paramount had to give up their claim on our video.
Sucks to be them. Well, I mean...
Took a month. But...
Well, dude, I mean... That's what companies do nowadays. Instead, it's just like Disney with our Gravity Falls reactions.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It is. It's nonsense, but it's their company. They're gonna do whatever the hell they want.
Right.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done for the night too. So there you go. Yeah, it's almost exactly 2 hours we've been going. So everyone out there, thank you all so much for tuning in, and hopefully you all will tune into the next one. Hopefully, whenever we get to start building the decks, which will probably be here in the next couple streams.
Well, we just need to get some deck lists
Mm-hmm.
and see what we've got in comparison and throw some stuff together.
Yeah, we got the deck boxes over here.
Yeah.
I mean, whole mess
Racks
of them.
and racks of them. This is a small sample.
Yeah, just the deck boxes. We're going to send these out. We're also going to send them out in some of these tins as well. So those are going to be like the super bonus ones. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But I guess for now, that's going to do it, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. And I guess until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Chad.
We'll see you then, everyone. Peace out. Yeah, there we go.
Behind the scenes exclusive.
Uh-oh. What are you doing?